Hey guys, if you're new here, my name is Caitlin and I do beauty videos, I do cleaning videos. I am 33 weeks pregnant now, so 7 months, coming up into the 8 months here in a couple of days. And I am doing pregnancy updates. I'm a little late on this pregnancy update, on my 6-month update or something, my monthly update. I have no idea. I'm just trying to do updates here and there. So sorry this one's a little late, but yes, if you enjoy videos like that, be sure to check out my channel. And if you're interested in what the third trimester is like, then I hope you guys keep watching. So I'm currently filming in my daughter's empty bedroom because I'm so excited. It's so empty, but it's very echoey. So hopefully this video turns out okay. But right now it's kind of like the only slightly clean area in my house. My husband and I shampooed the carpets and moved all the furniture and all that kind of stuff. Well, he moved all the furniture and he hasn't had time to move it back yet. So my house looks like, it almost looks like we just moved in, basically. That's basically what my house looks like, but without the boxes. So, yeah, so this is kind of the only slightly clean area in my house to film this video, besides my bathroom. And I didn't feel like filming in there anymore because it was hot. So yeah, sorry if it's super echoey, but yeah, let's just get into I'm in the third trimester. I am going to do my 6-month update. So the month of June, I'll be talking about what's going on during the month of June. She's awake right now, so she's all moving around in there. So I had a glucose test, and when I do my glucose test, they also checked me for iron levels, and I ended up having perfect iron levels. They were, I think, like a couple numbers above normal iron levels. And I passed my glucose test, which was awesome because I was actually really nervous about that, because like some of the girls in this Facebook group that I joined didn't pass their glucose test, and they, you know, it was like a shock to them. They were like, really? I didn't pass? Really? I have gestational diabetes? Okay, I'm a pretty healthy person. So I was a little nervous because I was like, I crave sweets a lot. And hopefully, you know, hopefully I'm not overdoing it with the sweets and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I passed my glucose test, and I passed having, I was good with my iron levels. I think in my last pregnancy video, I thought maybe my iron levels were a little low, and I wouldn't have been surprised. And I would have been surprised if I wasn't anemic. So I was actually a little surprised that I'm not anemic. Just because I was craving crushed ice. I still am. I don't know if it's just the summertime. I've always kind of craved. I've always been kind of an ice eater anyway. But maybe it's just amplified during pregnancy. I just have weird pregnancy cravings. I still love orange juice. I still love my orange creamsicles. Still love my crushed ice. Still loving orange Julius's when I can have them. Because that Dairy Queen is super far away from me, so I don't get them very often, but I make my own at home, and those are pretty good. What else? I've been craving chocolate quite a bit lately. I don't know why. Just been craving a little more sweeter things, and that was kind of starting right when the glucose test was coming. I was like, seriously? Of course, now I'm craving super sweet things. Still love eating fruit. I still love eating strawberries and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the cravings are still the same cravings that I've pretty much had this entire pregnancy. Still love vinegar salads. So yeah, those are pretty much the same. I am to the point in my pregnancy of swelling mostly all day. It's summer in Colorado. It's actually been really, really warm here, like 90s, high 80s. So the heat always makes me swell even more. I've always been like that before pregnancy. Also, alcoholic beverages would make me swell too. My feet would be like super swollen if I was drinking during the summer. I don't know why. And if I'm like on my feet a lot, which I kind of have been. I've been trying to just stay busy since I'm not working anymore. So, you know, maybe a few days I probably overdo it. So my feet are probably the most swollen. They're swollen right now. And it doesn't really matter how hydrated I stay. I'm almost through my second 24 ounces of water cup, and I've had, you know, I've had some juice and stuff like that today. So I feel like I'm just swelling because it's hot out and it's just a fun pregnancy thing. So can't wear my wedding ring anymore, and it's weird because my fingers don't really look that swollen, but they are. So yeah, the rings are those are a no-go. And a couple days ago, a girl in the Facebook group that I'm in for babies due in August, she said, take your wedding rings off now, because I had to go to the ER and have mine cut off. So something a couple days ago told me I might leave these off. And then on Monday, I started to put them on just out of habit, and I got one halfway on, and I was like, ooh, these are not, ooh, my fingers are swollen, and then I almost couldn't get it off. So I started to panic, but I got it off. So I'm not even attempting to put them on. I wore them on a necklace yesterday, but Alex was like, I don't know, just be careful. So I don't know, I may just like sans go the wedding rings until she's here. So maybe I'll have questions of, am I going to be a single mom or something? I don't know. So anyway, it is really weird to not have them on, because it's such a weird feeling when I've worn my wedding rings for like almost, we've been married for almost 5 years. So it's just super, and I don't wear them at night or anything because they're so, like my amethyst one is so big that I can't really sleep with that one on anyway. So every night I would take them off anyway and put them on in the mornings. And so, you know, it's probably a good idea that I did that anyway, because I may have woken up one morning and not been able to get them off at all. So so just some swelling here and there. None in my face though. I haven't had any high blood pressure or anything like that. Even when I went to do my glucose test, I was a little nervous for that test, so I kind of thought maybe my blood pressure would be a little high, and she was like, your blood pressure is really nice and low, you're great. And I was like, oh good, because I'm feeling anxious. So no high blood pressure at all or anything. I am doing every other week visits until July 31st, and then after that one I will be doing weekly visits for my August visits, because that's baby month. So what else? Her heartbeat's always been really strong. She is pretty active. There was one weekend she was a little quiet, so I don't know if she was just sleeping a lot or if she was facing in, like her butt was facing out and she was kicking in me. But usually I can kind of feel her if she's kicking like the very inside of me usually, but she may have been doing that, or she may have just been really tired. But otherwise she's been very active. She's pretty active at like usually midnight till about 2 a.m. And she's pretty active in the mornings, and about now she starts kind of waking up, which she is. So my doctor told me that there should be at least 2 bursts of activity during the day that you feel, at least 10 kick counts, and she has way more than 2 bursts of that because she's pretty active. But I drink coffee in the morning, so that probably gives her a little zing. But sometimes she's active before I drink coffee, so you know, who knows. So she's very active. She's turning and kicking, and the other night Alex was patting my stomach and she would kick back in response, so he thought that was so cool. I was like, you're probably annoying the poop out of her, but go ahead. So he thought it was cool that she was responding. It is really cool that she responds. So it's just preparing her for the annoyingness that Alex and I we feel like we're really annoying dog parents because we're always poking our dogs and always doing things to them. We're like, hey, what are you doing? Are you still breathing? Are you okay? Poke, poke. We're always doing that to them. So I know we're going to be like that with her. So, yes, it's just preparing her for us. Anyway, what else this month? I think I'm just getting a little anxious to meet her, a little anxious for her to come. I have heart palpitations, which I know is sometimes a normal pregnancy thing. It can be normal, can be abnormal. I've never been diagnosed with a heart murmur or anything like that. But when I told my OB about it, she asked if I had anxiety or if my anxiety was kind of kicking up. And I was like, yeah. And I was like telling her, I was like, I must be getting anxious about her because, for a while, like the first and second trimester, I was like, yeah, I'm good, I'm great. And I was like, now I'm like bombarding you with questions. So I must be just getting a little anxious for her arrival. Maybe I'm just feeling things happening more. I don't know. I know I'm getting anxious for sure to meet her because it's so strange, like, you're carrying this baby and you feel like you know them, but you don't. You just know them from like them being inside you. And it's just, I don't know, it's such a weird, like, it's so weird for me. I feel like I'm carrying a stranger around that I haven't met. That's how I feel. So, because, when you have your baby, you get to like know them and get to see their personality and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's kind of hard to tell personality-wise. I don't know, maybe some people can when they're in their bellies, but I mean, who knows? But I think I do feel anxious of like, okay, is she going to be like a really picky baby? Is she going to be an easygoing baby? Is she going to like me? Those type of things. Is she gonna think I'm totally crazy and is like, this lady has no idea what she's doing? And I'll be like, yeah, no, I really don't. I took care of children for a living and this is totally out of my ball game. So, I mean, I do feel confident about her child development and all that kind of stuff, but like, okay, so I was telling my mom about this today. When it comes to like breastfeeding and stuff, I'm completely like lost. I have like no idea what I'm doing. Like, I tried to look up some breastfeeding tips and they were like, hold your breast like a hamburger. And I was like, but if you do that, how do you hold the baby? And just all those things that like, you'll figure them out when you get there. And it's those things that make me anxious because I want to be able to breastfeed. Like, I want so badly to do that. And I want so badly to like really, I really want to breastfeed and pump bottles so that daddy can feed her or my mom can feed her. Like, I want other people to feed her, but I want to be able to pump. And honestly, who wants to buy formula anyway? So it's kind of my main reason too, because formula is super expensive. So I really hope that I can do both. Since I'll be a stay-at-home mom, I'll have plenty of time to dedicate myself to pumping and nursing her and getting her used to bottles and nursing. So I think we'll probably nurse exclusively for the first month and then we'll start practicing with bottles, hopefully. I don't know. All those things that I'm like, oh, I hope this works out how I'm thinking, and then it just hits the fan and it doesn't work out. I'm a big planner and I like sticking to plans. Like we planned her to the T. Like, technically she was supposed to be a July baby. And my birth control was like, no, you have the Great Wall of China in your uterus. You are not having a July baby. You're having an August baby. So, I mean, we planned her to the T. basically. So, I mean, Alex is a little more go with the flowish. When I didn't get pregnant the first month, he was like, oh well. And I was like, I just want to have a baby, you know. So anyway, hopefully we'll survive. I've had some really strange headaches, almost like a whole body feeling of, and I did tell my OB this, because I was like, I don't know, maybe this is my anxiety too. I feel like every year my anxiety comes out differently. Like, just a little side note about my anxiety. When I was graduating high school, I had senior anxiety, and I remember I would scratch my shin. There would be this spot on my shin that I would constantly scratch until it bled. And my mom did that when she had anxiety too. She was just having a little anxiety, and she did that too. And I remember doing that one year, and I haven't done it since. Watch it come back now that I've said something. When I was working at the Child Development Center, my anxiety and stress would all be in my neck. So every day I felt like I was in a terrible car accident. I remember I would be driving home from work, and I would be trying to turn my head to change lanes, and I could almost like not turn my head. And one of my main anxiety, depression symptoms is losing weight. I haven't lost any weight. I'm gaining weight, which is great. But you know, when I left my job there, I was under 100 pounds when I left, and then I was back up to at least 110 before I got pregnant. That's what I'm thinking my max was before I got pregnant. So I have no idea. I'm not really like super like obsessive about how much I weigh. I've never really been, but it was just something that I noticed before I left. I was losing, because my clothes were not fitting like they used to, and so I decided to step on the scale, and I was like, wow, I weigh like 98 pounds. So yeah, so I always have anxiety come out in different ways. Almost feels like each year. So I don't know if this is part of it, or if it's part of like my migraine, cluster headache type thing, which is also anxiety related sometimes. Who knows? Anxiety is just like, it's just like a big blanket of symptoms. So, and I am on a medication for it. Zoloft is the only one that you can take safely during pregnancy. I'm on the lowest dose, 50 milligrams once a day. So, you know, that's someone who has anxiety and depression. I was concerned about baby blues. So, you know, I'm kind of hoping that I won't have baby blues since I have this medication already. Hopefully I'll be able to just have her, and we'll just get right into parenthood with no baby blues or anything like that. But you know, if I have them, it's fine. It's okay. I'm prepared for them, just with my history of everything. So I have been pretty emotional lately too. So who knows? But these headaches, I notice them mostly during low pressures. So like rainstorms, when those come in, sometimes when the heat is really, really high, I've noticed them, but it's almost like a whole body sensation of my head. It's like my forehead hurts, and then it's all the way down into my neck, all the way down into my spine. I feel like my spine is like being crushed, and it's just like a couple minutes of that sensation of a whole body pressure, and then it kind of lets up a little bit, then it will come back, and then it will let up. So I don't know if that's like a migraine thing, a cluster headache thing, an anxiety thing, a combination of it all. It's very uncomfortable. I did let my OB know, because I wanted to make sure it wasn't like labor or back labor or anything like that, just because it was hurting in my lower back, and she didn't think so. She thought maybe it was just, you know, headaches, and you know, your lower back hurts anyway during pregnancy, just because, you know, you carry a lot of weight. more weight than you did before, so sometimes your lower back hurts, and my lower back definitely does hurt. Usually by the end of the day, I'm pretty done. My feet too. My feet always hurt at the end of the day, whether I did a lot or didn't do a lot, they always hurt at the end of the day. But probably because they're swollen most of the day. So, yeah, but I've had that, and you know, she wasn't like super concerned about preterm labor or anything like that. She was just kind of like, that sounds uncomfortable. And I was like, it is uncomfortable, but if you're not worried about, you know, it affecting her or anything like that, then it's not really, it's doable, it's manageable. I mean, I've been dealing with it for a couple of weeks now, so, and the heart palpitations, and those are really weird. Like, I told her I notice them the most when I'm cooking and the heat is hitting me in the face. And I was like, I don't know, it's really weird. I get sweaty and lightheaded, and I just want to sit down, and the room is spinning. So she did ask me if I skip meals. I'm a really big snacker. Like, I really like to snack on things. Like, I'll have maybe some yogurt, and then a couple minutes later I'll have something else. So I don't know if I should maybe be eating a little bit of a larger meal or a larger snack throughout the day. I do notice like not almost like hypoglycemia symptoms when I don't eat. I start getting sweaty and clammy and not feeling good and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I probably should just start carrying your own snacks with me or something. But you know, I think that's just I think this is just like the joys of pregnancy. Like, you have all these symptoms, even though like you don't have like gestational diabetes or anything like that. You just have all these like kind of uncomfortable pregnancy symptoms. So, you know, that's just me. So maybe my second one won't be as bad, or maybe it will be. So, oh, I was gonna tell you guys the comments that I've gotten this month. Just a couple. One really nice one and one not so nice, but it wasn't really meant to be not nice. It was just kind of like so the nice comment, well, actually no, let's start with the one that I was like, lady. So I eat lunch with my aunt, and she works at a retirement home, so you know, it's just that generation of older ladies, and you know, back then you could kind of make these comments and they didn't really affect people that much. And today's generation, you have to be a little more respectful, and we're learning things now to be more respectful of people and not talk about their weight and all that kind of stuff. And you know, I don't know who thought this perfect image of a pregnant woman was. Like, I always feel like people think pregnant women are either too small or too big. Like, who is the perfect image of a pregnant woman? Like, someone please tell me who that is, and then I'm gonna punch you in the face, because we're all different. Like, I don't know why they think pregnant women should just all be grouped together as the same body type when everybody has different body types before pregnancy. You know what I mean? Is this coming out? Is this making sense? Like, nobody talks about your body type before you got pregnant, but when you get pregnant, it's a free-for-all. So, which is not okay. So anyway, the comment was this old lady, she was getting her hair done. My aunt and I were eating lunch, and this old lady, she was like, wow, someone in this room is gaining a lot of weight in here, and it's not you, Sandy. And I was just like, yep, it's all baby. All baby. So it's just annoying. And, you know, I mean, it was a little offensive at first, but I just brush that one off, because now I know that people think that it's okay to do that. And when you're pregnant, discussing your weight and your body and how it looks, they think it's just a free-for-all. They think it's okay. But someone who maybe was feeling a little more sensitive that day, or that was just the cherry on the top of the day of comments that they've received, you know, may not appreciate that so much. So even though I was able to just kind of brush it off and be like, yep, it's all baby though. Like literally, this is all baby. You know, so it's people are lucky when they say these things to me, and I'm able to just be like, yeah, that was rude and annoying, but just let it go. So that was the kind of rudish comment that I got. But the nice comment that I got that made me think twice, that was kind of like, wait a second. It was actually from a guy, and I was still able to wear my wedding rings at this point. But I was at, I always get comments on Wednesdays because I'm always out and about and doing things and with my aunt and stuff. So it's most I'm around people, so it's probably Wednesdays are my comment days. It's emotionally exhausting, let me tell you guys. So anyway, this guy said, I was at Jimmy John's picking up sandwiches and I had my hands full, and he opened the door for me, and I was like, oh, that's so nice of him opening the door for me. He can see my hands are full. I figured he wasn't opening it just because I was pregnant, because, you know, you don't want to just assume those things. And he was like, you are the cutest pregnant lady I have ever seen, and I mean that in the nicest way. And I was like, oh my gosh, how nice. That is so sweet of you. And it really was. I took it as like a very nice compliment. And I was like, wow. And he was like, I mean that in the nicest way. Like, he almost started to look embarrassed, like he said it. And I was like, no, that's like one of the nicer comments I've ever gotten lately. So, you know, it was really sweet. And I just took it as a nice compliment. What made me do a double take in the car when I was driving, I was like, I know there's some men that find pregnant women like weirdly attractive. Was I getting hit on? And even if I was, whatever. He was nice about it. At least he didn't call me a MILF or some derogatory name or something, or say something derogatory to me. He said I was the cutest pregnant lady ever that he's ever seen. So I was like, that's really sweet. That was really sweet. Was I getting hit on? Maybe. Oh well. But it was really sweet. So that was my nice comment. So I just wanted to leave the comments on a positive note and not a negative note, because I know my last video about comments and all that kind of stuff was a little emotional and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I will show you guys my bump. My telephone is ringing. It's probably my husband. He's probably on the way home. I'll call you back, Alex. Sometimes when I answer the phone and I tell him I'm filming, he just keeps talking to me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to film a video right now. Alright, so I have a little bit of a looser t-shirt on. This shirt is not maternity, but these shorts are. But yes, here is the bump. I can't tell if she's dropped a little. She might have dropped a little bit, but yeah, she's all to the front. She is all right here. So yes, there she is, little tiny girl. I have the nice line, the dark line that you get, and the line starts here, and then on the other side it starts over here, so it's not even even. The belly button is completely gone now. It's gone. So, yep, there is my bump. Yeah. I'm very, very proud of my bump. I'm very proud of my summer pregnancy body. As a woman, being pregnant, you're doing something super amazing and building life from scratch. So I'm really proud of the way I look. And maybe that's the reason why I can kind of brush off some of those rude comments a little easier, because I'm like, you know what? I worked really hard to get here, and I'm proud of it. So, so yes, that is my 6-month update. Pretty sure it's 6 months or 7 months. I don't know. My monthly update that was supposed to go up in June, and it's going up in July now. So sorry about that. That was my update. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you found it helpful or entertaining. I am going to do a video about her car seat here soon, so that will be coming up. I'm going to film that right now. Trying to get ahead on filming and trying to somewhat pre-film. Who knows? So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, found it helpful, entertaining, whatnot, and I will see you guys next week, possibly. Bye!